My name is Anthony Dix, and I am the co-owner of Fitness Lying Down in La Crosse, Wisconsin. We have been a gym here for about 3 years. We do mostly personal training and some group classes as well. And I had done some previous fitness things before. We had started Fitness Lying Down a handful of years ago. But when I started my own business, I knew I was competent at the training side of things, at the personal interaction side of things even, but I knew that I had no clue how to run a business. And even when I first started, I learned very quickly how different running a business is, running your own business, compared to just doing training at a larger facility like the YMCA or some large gym where there's already tons of people around you, so you have a captive audience, to kind of say the least. But I had no idea on my own business how to market, how to really retain clients, how to actually run a business that was organized and was continuous. Because when I first started too, I just found out that things would kind of go in ebbs and flows. I could start something decently, I could get clients in the door, but I could never really get them to stick around long term. There wasn't a process for them to even join. I would be not doing things I needed to really sustain my business, to market, to sell, that sort of thing. It was just kind of I was taking the path of least resistance and just doing the things that seemed to come easy, which was making workouts and interacting with people, but I really had no idea what was going on. And it was, business was not good. It wasn't even really viable for a little bit. And it was kind of really burning through, cash and really going nowhere. And even to the point where I thought I was doing better, but it wasn't even making a profit or anything like that. And so it was really kind of a struggle. And it just took more energy, when you're in that situation, it weighs on you. And so now you get stressed out, or you're busy, and now you're at home and you're always thinking about what can I do? And you're reacting to things, they're trying to put out fires, and you're trying to just, make more money this month, whatever the case may be. And now it becomes almost like an all-consuming, thought in your head. And it takes time away from your family. When I started the business, I have three young kids, I have a wife. And so to be so focused on the business at home because it just wasn't going well was really a big drain on our relationships and our family. And so, having a coach, when I finally discovered Fitness Revolution and, got on board, because it even took me a while once I started to actually implement and use the tools they have available. And once I started to actually implement the tools and get engaged in the process and the coaching that they offered, things turned around. Now it was more organized. Now I learned to actually work on things that were priority. I learned how to have a sales process, a marketing process, so I could find clients, I could keep clients, and all those things you can imagine over time just added up to a healthier business and really a more enjoyable business for me, one that I enjoyed going into, a business I enjoyed talking about because it didn't feel like a failure anymore, and a business that allowed me to step away when I went home and not have to worry about it so much. And so it was just even less stress outside of the gym walls and gym time, if you want to put it that way. And so it's been really good for us as a gym, even growth. I mean, when we first started 3 years ago, as far like a revenue standpoint, we're basically quadrupled, almost quintupled revenue. We've moved from 30-ish clients to now we're at about 110, and so it's been really good for us. And the best thing too is really the stages that you go in. We had a quick acceleration when we first started, and as we kind of got coached up, and we start to hit kind of a lull in that point where now we need to bring on our first employee, and we're seeing even more value in the coaching process with that aspect of bringing on an employee, and now really maybe even bringing on our second employee. And so that's where you have to really now become a business owner, where you have to manage people. And that's the part that we find the most value in, is we're getting set up and we're getting ready. So when we bring people on, it's going to be a lot easier process, and we're not learning on the fly and making a lot of big mistakes that can be costly to us as business owners, and even to our clients as far as the service that they're provided. So it's been just phenomenal. And so I really enjoy my business now, and enjoy being there. I enjoy the success that it has and the differences that we make in people's lives, because we're able to focus on them and not be so reactionary to the other things outside of training. We're prepared and we're ready for those things. So it's been great. And I don't know if you're ever thinking about having a coach. I mean, you have to realize that everyone needs help. And even if you think you're good enough to make things work at a certain point, everyone's natural ability and natural talent, your gifts, are going to hit a ceiling at some point where now you can't make it work anymore. And that's what I ran into. I could kind of make things work. Even with me and my business partner, we can make things work to a certain extent. But once the business grows to a point where it gets beyond you, that's where you need help. And if you keep doing what you were doing before, just kind of hustling and making things work, eventually it's going to start to go down on you and really just start to be a negative and a drain on your life, on your relationships, on your energy. And so, I mean, think about it. At some point, you're going to come to the end of your abilities, and you're going to need help. And so I would tell anyone, getting a business coach for your fitness business is the best idea you could ever make. It's been the best decision I ever made for my business. And I know I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have a business if it wasn't for the coaching I received through Fitness Revolution and their coaches and even just all the partners that they have along with them. So it's been a lifesaver, and I encourage you to do the exact same thing. You won't regret it.